Square roots and perfect squares. So when we're talking about perfect squares, it's a number times itself. So 1 times 1 gives us 1. 4, 2 times 2 gives us 4. So those are all perfect squares. So like I said, a perfect square needs the number times itself. So 1 times 1 equals 1. That would be a perfect square. 2 times 2 would be 4. 3 times 3, 9. 16. 5 by 5, 25. 6 times 6, 36. 7 times 7, 49. 8 times 8, 64. 9 times 9, 81, and 100. So if I'm asking you what would be the square root of 100, the square root is 10, because it's 10 times 10. What happens when we have fractions? So we know that the square root of 49 is 7. So if I'm asking the square root of 49 over 10, we're going to do the numerator first, so 7, and then the denominator. Square root of 100 is 10. Square root of 64 is 8. Same thing with the fraction. Square root of 64 is 8. Square root of 100 is 10. Square root of 121 is 11. If we're doing fractions, square root of 121 would be 11, and the square root of 100 is 10. Square root of 144 is 12. Same thing here would be 12 over 10. If I'm giving you the square root, so I'm asking what is the number that the square root is 3 over 8. So I know that I have to times this by itself. So I'm going to have to do 3 over 8 times 3 over 8. When we're multiplying fractions, we do the numerator first. 3 times 3, 9. 8 times 8, 64. So the square root of 9 over 64 would be 3/8. Same thing with decimals. What is square root of something equals 1.8? We have to times 1.8 times 1.8. Times 1.8 times 1.8 gives me 324. 3.24. So if I square root 324, I would get 1.8. Last example is each decimal a perfect square. So we're going to turn the decimal into a fraction. Put our line, the number before the decimal with 0.1, put a 0, and we put a 0. So turning it into a fraction would give us 625 over 100. If we square root that, 625, the square root is 25, and 100, the square root is 10. So yes, 6.25 would be a perfect square. If we do the same over here, turn it into a fraction, 1, put a 0, put a 0, put a 0. That would be 627 over 1,000. If I want to square root that, 627 is not a perfect square, and 1,000 is not a perfect square. So this would not be a perfect square.